You may have heard of market-based pricing and cost-plus pricing, but which one is better? Which should you be using in your shop to make sure that you're not leaving money on the table and you're covering all of your costs? Well, that's exactly what we're covering in this episode of The Jam. What is up? Welcome to The Jam. I am Gordon from Marmalade.
And I'm Richie from Marmalade.
And today we are talking about pricing again. And this is the long-awaited conclusion to our three-part series about pricing. The first episode, if you haven't seen it already, you should definitely check this out before you watch this video, was all about market-based pricing. The second episode, you should also check out before you see this one, because we're not really going to be covering these in great detail in this episode. That second one was on cost-plus pricing. Now, in this episode, we're going to be talking about the answer to the question of which of those two is better. Which of those should you be using for the pricing in your shop? Is it market-based? Is it cost-plus? Is it some combination of the two? What does that look like?
That's a good question. I don't know. I can't wait to find out, though. So let's recap real quick what each of those are. So market-based pricing is the understanding of what buyers are willing to pay for your product. Buyers don't care what your costs are. Can't say that enough. They care about their money, not yours. And that's the same way you feel when you're a consumer. They want to trade their hard-earned money for what's valuable to them, and they won't pay a penny more than it's worth. That's market-based pricing. Cost-plus pricing is figuring out what it costs to make your product, tacking on a profit margin, and boom, there's your price. It's the simplest way to price your product, but simplest is not always the best. There are advantages and disadvantages to it. So let's discuss how they both fit for you.
The first thing we want to talk about is to make sure that you're not confusing knowing your costs with cost plus pricing. Those two aren't exactly the same. It's important to know your costs when you're doing cost plus pricing, but that's not exactly all there is to it.
Right. You should absolutely know your costs. Otherwise, you won't know if it's worth it to even make what you sell. Cost is a great place to start. Okay, getting a handle on what it costs to make your product, and then take a look at the market for that product. If it costs you $10 to make a bar of soap, and you see similar items priced at $10, right away, you see there's a potential mismatch. Either margins in general on soap are very slim, which is possible, which means that business survives on volume, or that you need to find a way to reduce your costs because your costs are just high, right? So whatever you were planning on are higher than average costs, and that's kind of pricing you out of it because of that. So it could also tell you very quickly if a market is better passed up. So maybe that's not the kind of, you're not looking to be in a volume business.
So cost plus is a great place to start with your pricing, but you shouldn't stop there. You don't want to just use that. You want to consider market-based pricing too. And that's because cost-based pricing won't be telling you what your product is actually worth. It won't be telling you what the market is willing to pay for your product, which is a very important thing to understand. Your costs as you're selling things, might be going up and down. Your supply prices might go up. That doesn't mean that the market is willing to pay more for something just because your material prices have gone up. So that's something that you need to be aware of and understand.
Absolutely. I mean, think about when Netflix raises their prices. They're like, hey, we're adding more stuff here. We're doing this. We're doing that. We got to raise your prices. People were pissed. People were mad they raised their prices because it's all about what's in it for me. Like, if I just want to watch episodes of The Office and all of a sudden you don't have The Office, I don't care what else you add. That's for someone else. Like you said, ultimately, the market determines what your products are worth, not your costs. Its true costs go up and down. That doesn't change the willingness of customers to pay because they still want that thing that's in it for them. Sure, essentials like milk and eggs, there's some wiggle room there, right? The price goes up a little bit. You might complain about it a little bit, but you're still buying milk and eggs. Even then, though, I've read studies that there's price elasticity with those. So basically what happens is we buy more milk when it's less expensive. Maybe you buy meat on sale. I know I do. Gordon, do you buy meat on sale?
Sure.
Oh, come on. You do. You're looking to grill. You're like, oh, what should I grill? Should I get steak? Should I get burgers? Whatever. You get to the little meat section and you're like, oh, dude, ribeyes on sale, right? All over that.
This is true. Yeah, it'll definitely affect your plans or our plans at least, on what we're making for dinner any given night. If we were over at the store and we find out like, oh, check it out, salmon's on sale right now. Well, that sounds good. Let's do that instead of what we'd planned anyway.
Right. And that has nothing to do with what it costs the store to buy it from the farmer or the farmer to raise and process it. You don't care if they're selling it at a loss just to get it off the shelf before it expires. That thought doesn't cross your mind. You're never like, they want $13.99 a pound for this. I wonder what they paid for it. What's their markup? You know what? I'm going to offer them 10, see if they take it. Like that doesn't go through your mind. It's just whether or not, is this worth it for me? Am I going to buy $50 a pound steak? No, I'm not. I want to take a moment to thank you for tuning in to the Jam by Marmalade. Marmalade helps guide you to keywords that real Etsy shoppers are using, so you can get more sales doing what you love. Check out Marmalade in the link in the description or at marmalead.com.
One of the most important takeaways here is that these two methods of pricing kind of go hand in hand. There's pros and cons to each one of them. And the nice thing is that the pros from one of them kind of help you with the cons to the other one. So it's definitely important to be doing both.
Absolutely. In the sense that don't know what your cost plus is, because you understand an idea of what your cost is. Again, you're not going to be spot on. Don't get crazy with it, but understand what your cost is, understand what you'd like to make, and that's your baseline. So consider that more of like your minimum. And then if you do your market research and it's less than that, then you've got to decide, do I really want to make this product and sell in this market and make less than this? Because that means I'm making less profit than I plan to. If the price is higher, that's awesome, because you know what? You've just established that the market will support more than your minimum.
Absolutely. So hopefully you guys have a good understanding of those two, how they should be working together. If you're already practicing cost plus, make sure you take a look at those markets, run those keywords through Marmalade and see what that pricing spread looks like to make sure that you are in fact at the right spot. It's a good opportunity to go through your products, move things up if they need to be bumped up in pricing. If you're trying to target, bargain bin things, then make sure you're adjusted accordingly for that too, and that your costs are actually being covered.
So keep in mind, when you go into Marmalade and you're looking at the pricing tools, and we break things out between those value brands, which are going to be more of a volume for profit, right? So you're going to be having to churn these things out, which means more orders, more shipping, but lower margins in general. That mid-range, which personally I think is harder to differentiate between, and then those premium or luxury goods market. The luxury goods, if you read the different stuff in retail, luxury goods have huge profit margins, right? Like the Louis Vuitton, the Gucci's, the stuff like that. That stuff is not more expensive to make. It's just high in demand, it's premium, it's luxury, and their profit margins are outrageous. So keep all that in mind for your market and what you're doing. There's nothing wrong with it. It's what it is for the market. And if your quality supports that, then awesome. I mean, that's what being an artist, that's what handmade stuff is all about. If I wanted something really cheap, I wouldn't be going handmade. I wouldn't be going boutique. I wouldn't be going artist. I'd get something that's just kind of disposable, but that's not why you're going to Etsy.
So there you guys go. There's a pretty good overview of different ways of pricing your products and how to make sure that they're working together in the best way possible for you. If you have questions about it, or if you want to tell us stories about how you handle your pricing in your shops, definitely chime in the comments below. We will see you guys next time on The Jam.
You should tell them to go into Marmalade, check out their pricing, and then comment about how much money they're leaving on the table by using cost plus pricing because some jackass told them to do that.
And name names.
And name names. As long as it's not someone we're friendly with. Because if that's the case, you just misunderstood them. It was not their fault, so take some personal responsibility.